speaker is, and you should all know this, is to what? Connect with the audience. If you haven't connected with the audience as a speaker, your speech is not going to be successful. So I've been explaining how you can connect with the audience when you get up in front to speak. I'm going to briefly summarize the tips I've already given, and then I'll dwell a little more detail about today's tip. The very first tip was to connect with the audience. You need to speak about something that the audience is interested in, something that is of value to them, something that they will get something out of. Second one is speak about something that you are passionate about, something that will get you excited when you come up and speak. If you're not excited about what you have to say, don't expect the audience to get excited about listening to you. Third tip is to be authentic. When you come up to speak, don't try to imitate other speakers. Be yourself. Be conversational. Let the people know who you are. When you're authentic, you will connect with the speaker. The tip last week was, if you want to connect with the speaker, the audience must be able to follow your speech. So let them know up front what is the purpose of your speech, why you're here, what is it that you want to get across, what is the main idea. You need to let them know up front, and then let them follow you. Make sure that you take one point after another, and it is supporting your common purpose. Remember, I said not to use the shotgun approach when you give a speech. That means talk about everything in the world that nobody knows what is related to each other. Use what we call the rifle approach, where you aim for the target and you know what the target is, and let the audience know what your target is. Then they can follow you. You will connect with the audience. Today's tip is, if you want to connect with the audience, very similar to last week's tip, is to seek to make an impression rather than, to seek to make an impact rather than to make an impression. Sometimes speakers come up and try to give a performance. They try to focus more on the speech itself and focus on what they're going to say, and they're not focused on the audience. You want to make sure that the audience not only understand where you're going, but they understand what you're saying. A lot of times, people who are very intellectual may be speaking way above the audience. They use buzzwords, especially people talking about technical subjects. You want to make sure that the audience know what you're talking about. If they can't understand what you're trying to say, no matter how impressive you sound, you're not going to connect with the audience. I mean, how many of you would rather read a law journal than to read a novel? Right? Using writing words, you use writing a law journal, you use precise words, you use very, very scholarly words, but nobody likes to read it. Nobody wants to read a contract for an hour. People would rather listen to a story, something simple but underlies and supports your message. So keep it simple and you will connect with the audience. If you use all these tips in your next speech, I guarantee you will have the audience agog and ready to